everyone, for tuning in this morning. Of course, it's Wednesday, middle of the week. That means my co-host this morning is Brad Gilbert. Good morning,
Good
Bradley.
morning, Becky.
Yay! I think this we need to really start, maybe looking into doing this more on Wednesdays. This is
Absolutely.
really nice.
Absolutely. Road trip Wednesday.
I love that. I love that. And in the hot seat this morning, in between us, the rose between the thorns, I do have Sherry Perkiser with Day Realtors. Good morning.
Thank you for having me out.
So happy. I do want to say that we talked with Shirley, our president of the fair board, and who's doing a wonderful job. I'll give the report. She did say the event that is canceled tonight, actually, for the Midway there, not Midway, excuse me, the grandstand event has been canceled for the night due to some conflict there, but everything else will be going. And of course, we know today at 10 a.m. we'll start Kids Day, and that's a free day up here to come and have some fun and enjoy. What beautiful weather for that, right?
Oh, yes. I was up here last night. It was wonderful. Couldn't have been more perfect.
I agree. Do you guys find too? I'm loving every bit of the atmosphere. How everybody on the rides are so nice, and everybody. It seems like a pleasant time, right?
Oh yes. It was nice. It was like being at Disney World.
I know.
Everybody was so glad to see each other.
Yeah.
And everyone was ready to spend fair money and just have a great time and be with their kiddos and the food was good. I had a fish sandwich last night, and it was wonderful. And yeah, it was a good night. I said I'm going to come and stay a couple hours, and we left at 10. And I got here at 6:30. So it's hard to do. It's hard to get up here and leave because there's so much to do.
Well, and then you see everybody and people that we haven't seen in a while,
Yes.
right?
Like a school reunion.
That's exactly right. Well, and something else too about this fair, that is why the fair board really works hard to bring this group, this Brady Amusements is one group that we know that they have got a good reputation and really family friendly. And they really, and that's something that's very important to our fair board and to our Washington County. And I told them, I complimented them. I said, well played, wonderful job.
Yeah,
and
they were nice.
The rides are a lot of fun. And Brad, have you had a chance to do any of the rides or anything?
No, not yet. I'm coming up later tonight, and then I'm going to be up here Friday night, so I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah.
After about 14, 15 months of what we've been going through, I'm ready for the Washington County Fair.
Absolutely,
So, yeah.
for sure. Well, Kids Day starts at 10, and everyone come on up. It's free. There are all kinds of fun activities. And then from 12:30 to 2:30, they will be opening the rides. I believe it's $10 from 2 or what did I say? 12:30 to 2:30. Let me get my times right.
It's a lot.
I need some more coffee.
going
Okay.
on.
A lot of kiddos up here.
Yeah, oh,
It's
yes.
always a day they look forward to.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of kids up here.
Yeah, I'll be playing the music. So we're going to set some atmosphere and have some fun and maybe do some dancing at it too. So you guys hang out with me
There
here.
you go.
Break some moves out, okay?
The music was good last night here in the grandstand. I don't know who they were, but they did a great job. Beautiful evening.
Yes, his name is Greg, and I'm trying to remember his last name, but yes, and that is free entertainment, and that is another thing too. We were talking about when you come to the fair, of course we're a free fair, and that is something very unique to us.
Yes.
That is.
And our parking is free. I mean, they're really, really fantastic that we've been able to keep that and that tradition, and so that's free. And there's all kinds of activities to do, to walk around, and of course. If you want to, grab some fair food, we had to grab a couple elephant ears. Those are always favorite at our house.
And that's a good point. Having a free fair. When you've got quite a few kids or a large family, I mean that really makes a difference. So you can have a night or multiple nights of free entertainment with fun stuff to do for the whole family, and you can save that money for the corn dogs and the elephant ears and all of that.
Spend wisely.
And the pork chop sandwich and the fish sandwiches.
I was torn between the pork tenderloin sandwich and the fish. So I thought about it till I got to the window. And I'm like, you got to make a decision. So I went with the fish, but another night I'll do the tenderloin.
I'd say the fair goes on all week. So there you go.
You have to, and you will fill up fast, so you have to really make those wise decisions. You know what I mean?
Any decision is a wise decision when it comes to the fair,
that's true.
though, right?
That is true.
So.
You're on a game show. Do you go behind door number 1, door number 2? but either one's going to be a win for
Yeah.
sure. All right, let's talk a little bit, Sherry, since because I know that you've got to make I know you're on a coffee run a little bit later.
Yeah.
When the coffee will be bought and done, right?
Delivered, yes.
Okay, but want to talk about Day Realtor. We want to appreciate. Well, I appreciate you being a sponsor here and helping us get here to the fair this week. But also Day Realtor, of course. You're very involved in the fair. You guys, this is a great tradition, and I know that Irvin and the whole gang, everybody's so proud of getting our fair and such a big, actually, history with the Washington County Fair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he and Tom Day are both auctioneers, so they have volunteered their time many years to do the livestock auction at the end of the fair on Saturday. And then Irvin's kids were all in fair. His grandkids were all, 4-H, 10-year 4-H members plus. And so once you get into that, I mean, it's just such a great leadership thing that even if you don't have kids, you want to volunteer because, there's just something about giving back and helping where it's needed. But yeah, they're big supporters of the fair. The whole Day family. I mean, there's a lot of them, and they have contributed many hours, but happy to do so.
Well, and when you hear the word day, at the fair,
It's easy to spell.
Yeah. Easy to spell, and that's a name you definitely hear, and we've heard for many years with the Washington County Fair. But how awesome for that! And of course, the auction's a great time for the 4-Hers, to show off those livestock that they have been feeding and been working with, and and it takes a little bit to teach a pig. I walked by a 4-Her yesterday, and with the pig, and the pig was not on a leash. The pig was just right beside the 4-Her. I was so amazed at that. I mean, that pig had been worked with. That was not something that just came out of the pig pen.
No, no.
You would want a leash, though, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Something-
I want
something
a
really-
bow.
Yeah.
I want the pig. I want a leash. It would be a look I would go for.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
But it is amazing to think about that because I have family members and friends that their kids are in 4-H and show livestock and stuff, and it's hard work. And
Oh, my
and it's
goodness,
always
yeah.
interesting to see that even the younger kids, the littler kids, the hard work, and they're not afraid of those big animals, and they've trained them and they've worked with them, and a lot of hard work. So it's great that Tom and Irvin can volunteer their time because that also means more giving back to where the kids can benefit from their hard work even more, not having to pay a lot of money for stuff.
Right.
So that's another good win there for everybody too.
Absolutely. And then you go in, and so with the auction and everything, then you bring in the merchants, and that would be like where Day Realtor would come in, and our merchants are the ones that buy the auctions or buy at the auction. We do the buying and helping out our 4-Hers. So it's a 4-H merchant fair, and it blends really well together.
Yeah, the local companies it's so well attended by the local banks and all the different companies that Salem has, and they have a representative from each up here because their intention is to buy one or more animals every year. So it's great to come up here and just watch.
Yeah.
It's great to come up and watch and see the community come together.
I think it was 2 years ago. I think I saw a chicken, maybe it was 3 years ago, but go for like $650.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that would be one good tasting chicken.
Yeah.
You're looking good, right?
That's right.
But it's to help the 4-Hers, and of course that's money that they use, for schooling later, or maybe for their first vehicle, or or something that and that's wonderful to help our youth and give that encouragement. And then when they grow up, then they can give back too.
Yes,
Giving back to the
absolutely.
community.
And it's we're in a rural community, so it's generational. It's passed on. But like you said, there's folks that maybe don't have kids and grandkids involved, and they're involved somehow doing something to give back to our area, to get back to Washington County. And one thing we didn't talk about, though, when we were talking about the merchants, it becomes like a treasure hunt to find that perfect yardstick.
Yeah.
I've got yardsticks from when I was growing up and collected, and there's a company that a group here in town that had the square ones instead of just the flat ones, and so that was like a total score.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to.
I found one of those last night in the Salem Leader newspaper in this building here. And I was like, I need that for 4th of July parade because it's always stifling. It's always stifling on the 4th of July. So I snagged one of those because I'm going to need it in a couple weeks. Max.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, I know Salem Crossing. I know they had them. They had them a couple years ago.
Mhm.
I think that they couldn't keep them in. So I
Yeah.
know that they, So
Yeah.
that because that was such a unique,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
size
hard to
of them.
find anymore.
Yeah, they
and
are.
I don't bet they're not cheap either.
Right, right. So let's go back, Sherry. Let's talk about going on and talking about. I want to talk. Let's talk shop for a second. Let's talk about selling and buying houses. And of course, I know that sometimes in cooler weather, and of course with COVID, was it difficult to sell houses during COVID, or how was all that kind of?
It was. Fortunately, the governor signed a mandate that we were essential, so we were able to do somewhat work, and stay afloat. He sent a letter that was passed through our MLS system that we were to carry in our glove box, and mask up, of course, and take all the safety measures, hand sanitizer and stuff. It was up to the homeowner if they wanted their home shown or not to take those. If they, didn't, because it might have put them at high risk, we totally respected that. If they did want it shown, we took all the safety measures. And so it was definitely a time I had never experienced at all before. So we just kind of rolled with it. And, we were fortunate we were able to work because some weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were able, to still work and put food on the table. And he allowed us to go out and do that because we could have just been shut down.
Right.
I mean, could have just been absolutely nothing. And so, and then it got better. Once the vaccines become available, it got better. And interest rates were low, and they still are. Interest rates are really low. And then prices started driving up because the supply was low as well. Because you had people not knowing what they wanted to do. So they were just kind of hunkered down. We were in a pandemic.
Right.
So they were just kind of hunkered down on what we would do. So that made supply low. So then if you were in the search of a home, then it turned into a multiple offer situation. And so then that started driving the sales price higher and over list price. So that was something that was new. Sometimes you would have people round up, they would just round up to the next $1,000 or something because they might want a house. But we've actually had people go thousands over list price because they really wanted a house. There was a segment on TV recently that was really interesting that showed a nationwide overview of what's really going on. And being in a rural area, we're just seeing a small part of that, but it's in a time definitely that you're like, whoa, what in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Things going over list price, appraisal process, lending process, and you just got to jump in there and go with it. But it's the real estate market's definitely strong. We have some really good listings out there, and if you can buy them and take advantage of the low interest rates, you're set for years to come. So it's kind of it's a seller's market, obviously, because things are bringing really fair price and over list price. But it's also a buyer's market because some people are getting 2.2% for fixed for 30 years.
Oh.
So how can you get better at
Yeah,
that? 3%,
yeah.
3.2, 3.5.
Yeah.
So the lenders are real competitive and offering some amazing programs out there now for young individuals. The USDA. And then the FHA programs, first-time home buyers, and then they've got insured conventional. Good old cash always works.
Yeah.
If you're fortunate enough to have cash, a conventional loan with 20% down. But all the local banks they've got some really good programs to take advantage of. You just got to go in there and sit down and take advantage of them. But it's exciting times right now because a lot of things are happening that I've never experienced in my career. But it's been a challenge for sure, but it's good. It's good. All is good, and it's strong, and we're very blessed with that.
So the thought of buying your first house or buying a new house, especially coming out of what we've been through the last year and a half, so it can be a little daunting. So if someone out there is getting ready, or they're thinking, they're on the bubble, do I want to buy a house? What do I want to do? What are a couple of things that obviously come see you all, because you guys take great care of the folks that you represent and you deal with, but what are a couple of things they can do ahead of time that would get them better prepared for your services to get a quicker impact, get the ball rolling?
The credit score is always good. So always pay your stuff on time. Do what you're supposed to do. That's a good start too, because credit score is a big factor. Your work ethic. They want you to know that you can work and you can pay the payment they're getting ready to loan you. And so, they want 6 months or longer on the job. Sometimes that can differ if they change, but they're in the same profession. And so then, of course, your debt to income ratio, they want to know that going into it, it's a good budget for you and comfortable budget you can do. But we've got a lot of really, really good lenders that will take these young folks by the hand and go, you need to do this, 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 and this, and I need you to bring me next week this, 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 and this. And, you know, they want to give you that loan. So if you listen to them and they will tell you what you need to do and you bring it back to them, then it becomes a partnership. And they're like, okay, I've got everything now. I don't need any more from you. It's the bank's part to process the loan and order the appraisal and the title work and so forth. And so they are more than happy to help get you in a home right now. And so go see your lender and talk to them and just say, you know, I need help. And they are going to pick you up and guide you. A lot of them have pre-printed checklists that they'll hand you of the things, you know, you're going to need tax returns and so forth. But it sounds overwhelming, but it can be very, very easy. And I've had more than several times someone go, I didn't know the first thing to do, and it was so easy.
I love that.
So yeah, it's always good when you get to that closing table and they feel like it was, you know, it's their biggest investment of their lifetime.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's always, that's a fun day. That's a fun day to, you know, go, congratulations, you know, you're happy homeowner and your payments due.
Like, Brad and I laugh.
It's very, very rewarding.
The bank will see you in a month.
That's right.
Yeah. Very, very rewarding.
Living the dream.
Yeah. But it's a great, you know, renting is good if that's your need, but home ownership, it's very rewarding.
Right. And let's see if Brad and I, okay, let's have a little fun this morning. Okay.
Oh, no.
All right, Sherry. Okay. We're going to pick 3 things. Okay. Brad and I are going to fix up our house. Okay. And we're going to add 3 things that'll bring up the appraisal value of our house. Okay. So I'm going to pick 1. Okay. And then Brad's going to pick 2. And then we both are going to pick a 3rd item. Okay. All right, Brad, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say adding an extra bathroom. Okay, Brad?
Oh, gosh. I'm going to say adding an extra bedroom.
Okay. Ooh. And then what's our 3rd?
Swimming pool.
Oh, adding right here. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, right now you're going to add an extra swimming pool. Okay. To this home. Okay. All right.
Be kind about the swimming pool.
Yeah. Okay. We needed that, Sherry.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. So did we bring up the appraisal value of our house?
Swimming pool, probably not so much so, because if you go to sell it one day, your buyer may or may not want that pool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can definitely be like, wow, I got 5 kids. I love the pool. Or it can be someone else that says, you know, I can only use it a few months out of the year and the maintenance and the care.
Right.
So it depends on who your buyer is. The extra bathroom is a big deal because, you know, families now, you know, I grew up on 1 bathroom because I didn't know any different, and most people did. But now with the family and careers and kids being busy and everyone having to be up and out and at them, a 2nd bathroom, if you tell someone it has 2 full baths, they go, oh my goodness, that's perfect. So it's definitely a selling tool.
It's definitely a plus. Yeah.
Yes.
And if it's the other end of the house.
But missing those days of someone pounding on the bathroom when you're in
Get out. Yeah.
or you know what I mean, or there, you know, 5 or 6 people in the one room.
There's no wonder the life expectancy of water heaters back then were like 2 years, you know.
And I think that really was family bonding, in all honesty. Okay.
It was.
Quality time.
Yes, good quality time. Absolutely. Okay, so or having to get up at the roosters crow to get to the bathroom before everybody else was stuck.
Yeah.
You know, those are just some wonderful memories.
Yeah.
But,
it was.
yeah.
And the wall telephone with the long cord.
Oh, we talk about that.
The kid was laying in the hallway, and you have to step over the kid because they're on the phone, and it's their turn to get the phone. But kids nowadays don't know what a wall
they have
telephone
no.
is.
They don't understand the struggle, do
And
they?
the long cord, that was like so cool.
Yeah.
Your family had a long cord, but kids don't know about that stuff.
I know.
And that was for moms, because that way they could look in one room, look at another room, you know, and keep an eye while they're still on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, then we brought up the restroom, we brought up the pool, but what about Brad's bedroom?
That's a plus as well.
Okay.
It's all, you know, based on square footage, of course. So, you know, the bigger the house, but a 4th bedroom is definitely good. If you have, you know, a boy and a girl, that's good because then you can utilize their own bedroom each. and that's nice. Also, there's so many people working from home now. They've been able to do that. They're turning it into a home office.
Well, that was going to be my question.
So-
The follow up with that is like,
Yeah.
has there been a lot of people asking or converting
Mhm.
things into a home office
Mhm.
because of
Yeah.
so many
Home
people work
gyms.
from
I
home?
went in a house the other day. The fourth bedroom was a home gym because when the pandemic was going on, they were all
Yeah.
closed. So any extra room that they can
Yeah.
utilize for something is a great selling tool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking
Yeah.
now, if you have a home gym, okay, do not use it as a hanging clothing out.
No.
It's called the walk-in closet.
That's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
I know. The treadmill hanging
Yeah.
all the shirts, you
My
know.
husband says
Yeah.
it's a desk collector.
There you go.
There you
True.
There
So
you
if you're
go.
going to put in a home gym, make sure it's utilized, okay?
Yeah.
So what about like also like some of the other things? If someone is listing and they're thinking about putting their house up for sale, of
Mhm.
course, talk with Sherry at Day Realtor. But what should they do? Should they do some fixing up, or should they just let it stay? Or what's the good?
Declutter.
Oh.
Pretty sells. Pretty sells. So
Okay.
anything that's pretty, declutter what you're not going to need and you're going to be moving. Put it in totes and put it away because no one wants to try to fit through a room. They can't see the walls. They can't see the
Right.
floor and stuff. Declutter. Clean. Make it not. It doesn't have to be spotless because everyone has their own. But a clean house, always sells. But presentation.
Okay.
Once you walk through that door and you pull up in front of that house, you want some curb appeal to draw you. And then you want presentation of when they walk in that house, wow, this is it.
Yeah.
So-
you want to make your home.
So in that process, is it also true to kind of not get rid of everything, but eliminate a lot of the personal stuff so the buyer can see themselves instead of
Yes.
seeing another family in
Yes,
the house?
you can. Yeah. I mean, some people don't, and their little personal touch looks really cozy.
So
and
Brad's
pretty and
Walmart
nice.
outfit.
My poster with me with my Walmart
Walmart
stuff on. Yeah, it stays.
You might
It
put that
stays.
up, Brad.
It comes with
Somebody-
the house. It comes with the
You get your own personal Brad.
Yeah, that's funny. I have to see that.
That's a
Yeah.
selling point.
Yeah.
Brings
The
it
reason
up
I
there.
have that, I don't even want to talk
But
about.
it takes a lot. And I think some people feel overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. It's going to be a long process. And it's, clean it up, get it presentable, declutter is a lot. And it's not as bad as it appears. But I know some people it would be, overwhelming, but it's not. Let us give you advice, take that advice, and we'll get your home sold.
And I
Love
think
that.
that's important. I think talk to you guys. That's another
Mhm.
thing that you guys, you want your folks selling homes to get the best dollar.
Mhm.
So you guys are the professionals. So, there's sometimes that you leave it to the professionals. You ask for that advice. And that also gives a true partnership that you can work through it and all that together. So
Yeah.
with all the experience that the day company has, make sure that you take advantage of
We've
that.
got years of experience. Our agents have years of experience, and that's really important. You want someone that's worked in different markets and can direct you in the right way, and that knows the industry, that knows the good things to tell you to do, the good advice, where to lead you, and to get ultimately to that closing table.
So is it true that if I was going to sell my home, that I should put some, like, you're supposed to bake some cookies, that cookie
You
smell?
can. Mhm.
Do people do
Yes.
that, Sherry?
They do.
They-
Yes. Years ago, I had a
Chocolate chip
farm.
cookies.
Years ago, I had a farm, and the gentleman was a doll. He was a family friend, a doll, and he swore that his blueberry pie just coming out of the oven. I had a couple
Oh,
that come up from down south that wanted to move to the country, and he said, I did that on purpose. And that blueberry pie come out of the oven. We walked in the house, and we were all like, "Oh my!" Oh. He says, "I told you it was the pie."
There you go.
So
yeah. Yeah.
that was you just meet so many people along the way. I've just made so many friendships, and coming up here last night, you see so many past clients, and it's just a really, really fun job.
Yeah. Is it rewarding when you see the family, whenever maybe, they're newlyweds or newly married and they buy their first home, which, could just make you nervous, because like you said, it is, your biggest investment, and you do that, and they close on the house, they have the house, and then all of a sudden, then you come up maybe to the fair, and then you see like there's a baby,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
is that just so
One
much?
of the stories that'll forever be ingrained into me is I showed a house here in town to a couple. I knew they were getting serious and stuff, and excuse me. So I knew they were getting serious. The parents come, both sides' parents come and left, and I got my cue. It was, locked up the house, secured it, and said, I'll let you all talk, and, I'll follow up with you tomorrow with some questions. But I felt like it went well. So the next day the client comes in and he says, you missed it. And I go, what? And he says, you missed it. And I said, was I supposed to stay? Because I kind of felt like it was my cue. They were getting in their cars and kind of hauling around their vehicles. And I said, was I supposed to stay? And he goes, no. He said, the parents left, and then you left us with the information to talk about. And he said, I got on one knee and proposed in the driveway.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
I
So
said,
New Beginnings,
yes.
House and Leipzig.
And
That
I
is
said,
amazing.
oh my gosh, I missed it. But that was their time.
Oh, I love
And
that.
he said, so you've got to make sure we get in this house because I proposed in
No
the driveway.
pressure. No
And I
pressure.
don't want to drive by and go, well, I proposed, but it ended up.
Yeah.
So they got the house.
Oh, yay.
They got the house. Then I, in turn, got the opportunity to, when their family grew, turn around and sell it for them.
Aw.
And I saw them last night, and they got 2 young kiddos.
Oh,
and
and
they
so they're
were-
all living
yeah.
happily
So you're
ever
part
after.
of their
Yeah.
life story,
Yeah.
when they tell all that
Sweet,
kids,
sweet
grandkids.
kids.
Yeah.
But that's the only proposal I know of that happened. But
I
that's,
know that's more than I can say. No one's proposed on the radio, okay?
Yeah.
You got a story that I don't have, okay?
but,
Has anybody proposed at Walmart, Run?
Not at Salem Walmart,
Okay.
but I'm sure
Okay,
there's been Walmart
we're just
weddings
saying,
and
if anybody
stuff,
wants to
but-
propose at Walmart and wants to propose on the radio, let us know.
Yeah.
So we can, we
I
can.
was so
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, that is very.
I mean,
that is
when
very
he
exciting.
come in, he's like, "You got to make sure we get that house." And I go, "Okay, you ready to write an offer?" He goes, "Because I proposed last night in
Aw,
the
I
driveway."
love
and I
that.
was like, "Oh,
I love
so
that.
That's
I
That's
will
awesome.
awesome.
forever
That is
remember.
awesome.
There's so many stories.
Yeah.
I
Well,
should write them down.
Well, and you think about that though, because honestly, and especially, no matter what age you are, when you're making a big purchase and you're stepping out, you need somebody to talk with, and you need somebody to say, and also Sherry too, if you were you get to know your people, your clients, so you know what houses they would like,
Yes.
and
yes.
what would suit them best.
What's going to be a good fit? What's
Right.
going to offer the amenities that they
they
would
need,
want?
yes.
And then also you're going to sell them a home because their family's going to grow.
Mhm.
And so then you're going to kind of instruct them on what to do and what not to do, because in maybe 2 years, that they might be wanting to resell it because it's a transition before they build, or
Yeah.
it's a
Uh-huh.
transition before they buy a bigger home, or
Yeah.
a starter home.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. It's
Well, so really, it's very rewarding. How many years have you been doing this, Sherry?
let's see. My daughter's 28, and I started when she was 1, so 27 and a half years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So has it changed the market? Have
Oh
you?
my goodness, yes. Yeah, it's been buyers markets, sellers markets. It's been no market. It's been a strong market. Yes, it's fun. You never know when you get up and go into the office who's going to walk in, what opportunity might present itself,
Mhm.
and it's something different every day.
That keeps it exciting,
It
right?
does,
Oh, absolutely.
yes.
And
It's
yeah.
very exciting.
I'm glad you asked how long she had been doing this, because that just goes to show we're a rural community. The whole county is, but it's like a family atmosphere, and people, and that's one strength that Day Company has, is that you all have been in the community, been here for a long time. You know it. You know the most of the people.
Mhm.
You know what has been going on. You know the history of how communities evolve, and you can also kind of look at the future and how things are going. So I think that's a huge benefit, and they become neighbors, and then you have like stories like you
Oh
were
my
talking
gosh,
about. And
yes,
I think
yeah.
it's another thing that makes our community great.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
got good school systems.
Yes.
And we know, because we know of all 3. We know people that they can go talk to at all 3. Of course, now Indiana allows you to go
Yeah.
anywhere, which is different than
Mhm.
before, because sometimes I would have someone that said, I have to live in this district. And so that's made it a little easier because you can go anywhere.
Let me do
but-
my commercial. Beautiful churches, good schools, and one of the finest museums in the Midwest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. No, it's absolutely true.
Awesome.
But that's a good problem to have, because
Yeah.
before, there's some places they go, what school is the best,
Yeah.
and we've got 3 to
Oh,
choose
they're all
from
good.
that you
Yeah.
could send any of your kids
Yeah,
to.
they're all good. They are all good.
And Sherry, and also, being a local and living here and growing up here, and your family being a huge part of this community, this has been good for you too, to get to know your houses. You know which houses, you know a little bit of history of the houses. So that's probably been really fun too.
It is, yes, yes. There's, I've sold brand new homes, brand new construction, and I've sold homes that I think the oldest house was 1864. Construction started in 1864.
Wow.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
and everything in between,
Mm.
you know. So it's neat to hear the history. It's neat when you go in homes and they've got a picture of it under construction that's been passed down from homeowner
That's
to
cool,
homeowner
yeah.
because it should stay with the house.
Yeah.
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 You know,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, it's and we have a real diversity of homes. You know, you don't pull into a subdivision and they all look alike. Exactly.
No,
alike. Everyone
yeah.
has their own look.
Right.
Everyone does their own thing, and it's just I just love it here. I can't imagine, you know, having to commute. I'm so lucky to be able to make a living here in town.
Yeah. Well, Sherry, we're so happy to have you
Thank
this
you.
morning. And I do want to say, how do anybody listening would like to get a hold of you? And let's give some information on that. I know I can only keep you for a little while. You've got to make a coffee run, but we're so glad that we got to you a little bit.
Mom's waiting on coffee.
So when the coffee is coming,
Well,
okay?
contact any of us at the Day
Yeah.
Company Realtors. Our office is located at 1000 West Mulberry Street. We have some very good, highly knowledgeable agents that will direct you in the right way and make it a successful, easy process. We're at 1000 West Mulberry Street. Our main office line is 812-883-5112. We also have a website of everything that's currently on the market, daycompanyrealtors.com.
Which has
So-
been really nice for
Mhm.
people to look and see. That's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Anything downloaded gets put into that, and then once it goes pending, it falls off. So everything on there is active and available.
All right.
So
Active
reach
and
out to
available.
your agent and make an appointment today.
All right. Thank you, Sherry.
No problem.
Sherry
Thank
Perkiser
you.
and at the Day Realtor, and thank you to all the Day Realtors. And of course, you'll be seeing them up, and you'll be up, I'm sure, around the fair. And now
Yep.
that you've had the fish, you've got to get the
Tenderloin.
tenderloin.
Yeah.
Tenderloin.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not done, and I got to
Oh, yeah.
go to get a Westview meal too.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
yes,
Good.
Well,
absolutely,
and
yes.
actually, yesterday was the turkey.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's everybody
Yeah.
goes crazy. Of course, every meal. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
later in the week is chicken and dumplings, and
Oh,
I heard
yes.
really good things
Yes.
about that.
Oh,
So
you can't
Yes.
go wrong.
It's all on my list.
And of course, the band, Brad and I love the band, and and you do too,
Mhm.
Sherry. And the band, they're putting out. They had cheese fries, more cheese than should have been allowed.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
which we
absolutely.
like it that
Yeah.
way, right?
Well, there's so much to choose from. I mean, you can come up here and get anything. you
Oh
want.
yeah,
And if
Yeah.
you're worried about the calories, you can just walk around the Midway a bunch
Oh,
of
it's
times,
Yeah.
and it takes care of
It's
it.
Yeah.
Fair
So
Week. That
they don't
doesn't
count.
Yeah,
Calories
there's
don't
no
count,
count.
right?
Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
not at all, right? And this is like, and I think we all are so hungry for this,
Yeah,
yeah.
after the year we had last year. So
Oh,
yeah, so.
Right.
yeah.
So stop by
Thank
and
you,
you'll
guys.
see Sherry around. So tell her hi and thank you, Sherry.
you,
Have a great
Sherry.
day, hon.
Have a
All
great
right.
day.
Thank you. All
Bye.
right, Brad, we got to get caught up with some of the things going on too.
got-
Of course, I mentioned.
It's over there.
I know, but I didn't. The wind.
Lost.
This is, we usually are used to climate control. Okay, we have no climate control. Okay, the wind, the sun,
Yeah.
everything is
And my on-air assistant is not here.
yeah, we have. I was like looking at it. I was
I-
trying to mentally bring it over. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But
Use the force.
yeah, I'm trying. But no, it's okay.
It's okay.
All right. We Brad, I do want to talk though. Let's go back over. I want to keep mentioning the grandstand event tonight has been canceled due to a conflict that came up, but there's still other activities. Everything else is on schedule
Yes.
going on, and so want everybody to please be understanding on that. All the other events will be full
Yeah.
throttle and ready
Yeah.
to go. So
And it's important to know it was completely out of the Fair Board's control.
Absolutely.
They didn't find out until 9 p.m. last night. So one little blip, but there's so much more positives
Oh,
to
yeah, yeah.
today. And
Yeah.
beautiful weather.
Oh.
I mean, perfect weather.
And
you know?
I'm dressed. We're ready for Kids Day.
Yes.
And
Yes,
having some
yes.
look got my
Right.
Kids Day ready apparel and excited
Yeah.
about that. And it starts at 10 o'clock and it goes anyway. And then of course they'll open the rides from 12:30 to 2:30 and $10 special. And that's kind of fun too if you've not had a
Right.
chance to come up of a night and you want to
Yeah.
come and experience it. But also there'll be free activities also going on during
Yes.
Kids Day.
So we're going to have perfect weather during the day, perfect evening. It's going to cool down to good
Oh.
temperatures. So
and last
there's
night,
no reason
yeah.
to not come out.
Absolutely. And last night we were just talking about how the weather, there was a little bit of a flow. It wasn't, this is not normal. Either it's so hot
Yeah.
or it's raining,
Right.
And so we've really had good weather for sure on that.
And I'm sure at the livestock buildings, how normally it's really, really hot in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
This weather's going to be perfect. So it's going to be a little bit.
And a
better.
baby goat was born.
Oh, see.
I know, and he
and-
was so cute. He was just born.
Yes.
Oh my, yay for life,
Yes.
right?
And that's what I was looking forward to, because when we were here at the last fair that we had a couple years ago, the goats were talking to us. Remember?
Oh, absolutely.
And
yeah.
the goats are my absolute favorite.
How could you not love them?
Yeah. And when I parked, first thing I heard was one of the goats.
He was like, "Hey, Brad,
Hey,
good morning."
saying, hey, welcome back. So yeah. So.
Well, and so yay for life. So we had
Yes.
a baby, and there's another one that's got twins, and I think they were born right before the fair, or maybe they were born here too. But the one was just born, and anyway, so
That's awesome.
I know.
That's awesome.
And boy, what a story that mom has to tell,
Yes.
right?
It's like, wait a minute,
Yeah. You were born at the fair.
in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
Wait, excuse us for just a second. And then finish,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that how that works? I mean, I think so.
Kind of like me. I
Yeah.
feel like that's my birthing stories. All right, all right, Brad. Let's talk about your. I'm gonna hit Walmart because
Okay.
going back. Let's go back before the fair. How awesome, and in 4-H years ago. When many years ago when I was in 4-H, and our trying to get our 4-H projects ready, and from the glue to the poster board, to the markers, to the pencils, to everything. I mean, like, there's so much involved in all that. And how much is Walmart?
Yes.
I mean, how awesome for all the 4-H projects. And
Right.
and we are so blessed. And I want you to talk, but I know I'm rambling on, but I want to make sure, like, from the fabric.
Yeah.
I mean, we are so blessed that we have got this at our hands.
And I think that's one thing that, again, I know I'm partial, but the Salem Walmart is really, truly a store of the community.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the thought processes that when we were in early stages of being built and the conversations were how we wanted to do things, it came into the whole factor of our fabric area is twice the size as a normal Walmart would be. Our fabrics and crafts area totally is larger than what there normally would be. And it's based on the fact of what our community is. And we have a rural community. We have a lot of 4-Hers. We have a lot of Amish folks. We have a lot of folks that use that for projects. So I'm very proud of the fact that that went into the determining of how part of our store looked as far as truly servicing our members of the community. And there's been a lot of folks that around this time will be like, I'm glad you're in town because you're not having to drive 30, 45 minutes somewhere to get the stuff that you need. And, I think it's just human nature sometimes that the kiddos will be like, hey, I need this for my project. Oh, well, when do we do? Tomorrow, 7 a.m. I got to have it, but it's, and those are fun things. But at the same time, I'm very proud of the things that we do. And certain things like the rubber boots and muck boots and stuff like that, came into play as far as what our community needs are. So,
well, and then, yes, and because you see a lot of the 4-Hers and the parents and everybody wearing the rubber boots that you have available. And let's talk about the craft aisles. Just have, such a variety. And so, I love to just see everything because, it changes up all the time. And you've got so many things that you offer.
Yeah. And I knew prior to coming to Salem with Walmart, I knew there was people that did a lot of scrapbooking and things like that.
Yes.
But until I came here, came back here. I didn't really know a lot of people that did it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do. And we get a lot of requests there. And, any of the craft items that you might need, you can talk to Jessica or Scott, who takes care of those areas, and we'll order something for you. If you know what it is and it's a vendor or a company that we trade with anyway, let us know. And we're always willing to bring on the new stuff. But there's a lot of scrapbookers and people that, but my favorite thing to see is those folks that come in and the material for their quilts and things like that.
Absolutely.
They'll bring their swatches and try to find more. They've got 6 or 7 pieces put together and they're trying to find more, and they talk about that. I think that's just amazing because the sheer talent, you
Mhm.
know, and a lot of folks, it's just like 4-Hers. It's taught, it's passed down, and you know, those types of things. So
Yeah, and it means a lot, you know. And I know I had a question. I do very. I don't even want to say this publicly. A little bit of sewing, just very lightly. It's not even shouldn't even be told. But you know, I did have a question, and I loved the associate. It was I'm going to say her name because it was Bailey, and she was wonderful, and like she talked it through with me, the best way to do this, you know. And I love that. I love that. Just and then when she got done with me, then there was a lady right afterwards, and as I was getting my stuff put in the cart, I saw her asking the same, you know, different her
Right.
question, and I love that your associates are so helpful.
yeah,
And you know,
Yes.
and we have this that maybe work better, or this that would work, you know,
Yeah.
and does that make you so proud to hear those
Oh,
stories?
absolutely. And, you know, it's always good. You know, there's 200 stores in our region and there's 11 in our market. And when we look around, our associates are normally number one or for sure in the market, but normally number one or number two in our entire region as far as when it comes to service. And that's because these associates care. They
Yeah.
know everybody
Oh,
too, you know,
absolutely.
and that's, we have great customers, but it is a proud Papa moment, so to speak,
Absolutely.
you know. And I'll have people that will walk up to me outside of Walmart and say, you know, I know you get tired of hearing this, but I hear overwhelmingly way more stories about good things that
Yeah.
our associates are doing than any of the negative stuff. And you know, it's just one of those things that I don't mind. Somebody comes up to me at a restaurant and said, I just want to tell you about Sally Sue
Mhm.
and the great things. Keep those good words coming, because we pass those on.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
associates know all of the good things that, you know, that is going on with our associates.
Right.
So,
And I'm a firm believer that, you know, if I'm going to talk great behind your back, then I need to tell that to your face. And I really want people to hear that, because sometimes, you know, they are, you know, very busy and they do what they do, and they're not thinking about that, what impact and what kindness they showed. And
Right.
it's always nice to say, you know, thank you, or thank you for listening to me, or thank you
Right.
for helping me out with this, you know. And you know, and that's just one department. Yeah, we could hit, you know, all of the different departments. Of course, right now going full throttle is that the lawn and garden.
oh my gosh.
I
yes.
can't even hardly, if I walk in there for food to get groceries, I have to at least make a lap
Yes.
to see.
Yes. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because we're doing something, as most people know, we're in a remodel.
Yeah.
It's called a project now because of the scope of it, but it's a remodel. It's
Are you
not
adding a restroom
typical-
or a swimming pool?
the
It'll bring the
swimming-
value
If
up.
the swimming pool is added, it's going to be near my office,
Yeah, there you
right? So, so one thing that we're doing with Lawn and Garden is Lindsay, the team lead out in Lawn and Garden, she is asking people, if you're friends with her on Facebook, to send her pictures of your plants or any outdoor furniture or anything that you've gotten from the Salem Walmart Lawn and Garden area and made it yours. We're going to do a big wall out in Lawn and Garden as you're coming in and out of the store, so other customers can see things that you've done, and so we
Love
can
that.
see the faces of our community of the things that they got from us that made their space personal. And you know, we've talked a lot of times during the pandemic, you know, make your space your happy place and things like that. So I have some stuff I'm going to add to that wall.
You
But
better,
you can also
yeah,
contact us
I'm
on
gonna-
the Walmart Salem Facebook page. And
Okay.
but we want that. We're going to put pictures up, and we're going to, now if you don't want to have your face in the picture, or you don't want to be in the picture, that's okay. But just send us your stuff and your name and that type of thing. So we're very proud of our community, but those folks out in Lawn and Garden are amazing.
Yeah.
Are amazing. So we just want to say thank you and showcase some of the things the stuff that we've people have bought, given the care and what they've done with them. Their green thumbs and things like that.
Oh, I can't wait. Now I've got all kinds. Yes. And my flowers, you know, and we
Yes.
talked about, you know, all that rain we've had, and for everybody's had such,
Yes.
their flowers are gorgeous this year.
Yeah.
Great luck with that. So there will be I could do almost a wall myself
Yeah.
of all the flowers that I've gotten.
So we expect pictures.
Oh,
from
definitely.
you. Yeah.
Definitely. Well, I'll
So,
be very proud to do that. Very
Yeah.
happy to do that. That's
Yeah.
fun.
So
And, you know, when you do, and flowers are something I do believe, you know, they're a blessing, they're a gift, and it's good to share those.
Mhm.
You know, and it's nice to see how how they,
Yes.
of course, they sell them, and then sometimes they're not that big, but then by the end of the summer, they're
Yes.
these big, beautiful,
Yeah.
flowers,
I had-
ferns, and
I had a lady that I know that she was talking about certain plants that she gets and can only get them from us. But she said a thing that she started and a long time ago, but she did it especially during this season because of coming out of the pandemic, is she plants her stuff and she takes pictures of it and puts the date on the pictures in her phone. You know how you can put that.
yeah.
And then she, every 2 weeks, takes pictures, and then she has start to finish progression of how things started out, and by the end of the summer, how they look.
Oh,
and I
that's
think
so-
that's just interesting. And
That's
as
so
new
cool.
stuff grows in, like mums that she's had, that are actually perennials and come through and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. So I next year I'm going to start that because
I love
want
that,
I
yeah.
want my garden plants. I
Yeah.
want to do that because now my tomatoes are doing really well. And
Yeah,
so
I was going to ask you how
you
is the
may
garden?
see some pictures of my tomato
Tomatoes,
plants on
yeah.
the wall at Walmart.
That's
So,
awesome. Well,
yeah.
and that's a fun idea. I like the idea
Yeah.
of that, and it is true because, and sometimes they can start just those perennials. There's nothing like whenever the perennials come back.
Yes.
That's such a good feeling.
Yes.
You
You
like
it's-
me. You came
yes,
back.
Yes. And it's just like, okay, spring is here, summer's around the corner when that,
Yeah.
it's like a
Yeah.
rebirth.
Yeah.
So to
I feel like
speak.
Sally Field. You
Yeah.
did like me.
Did
You
like
did like me.
Does it come with a trophy?
No, the trophy is sitting and enjoying.
Yes,
And just like we're gonna go
Yes.
back over this, Brad. If you have
Yes.
lawn furniture, you need to be
Use
sitting
enjoy
in
it, yeah.
enjoying it, sitting in it, and
My so as a lot of people know, there's a 15-year-old that is very dictates my life now.
it's his
But
world. You're
however,
just living in
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But so we set in I moved furniture around. We talked
Yeah.
about getting that lawn furniture, making it your space or whatever.
Absolutely.
And so I moved it to a different area. And so we had to test it out, and the citronella candles. And it's always fun when this is the most, positive thing you're going to get. I like the view from this angle. That's what you get.
Yeah, you better hold
But
on
it's
to
okay,
that. Yeah, that's
'cause
right.
It's just
Yeah.
like, well,
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
my happy place.
That's
So,
exactly right.
still my
Yeah,
happy
that's
place. So,
hilarious.
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah,
But-
you got to take what you can
Yeah,
get. Those little bit
yeah.
of compliments. That was a huge
Yes,
compliment.
yes,
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
buy that stuff, use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use it.
Yeah.
And
Don't
then-
walk by it and just
And
have it.
especially now, have people over.
Oh, I know. Isn't that
We're getting
nice?
to where,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
back to the associates thing, I did want to, you reminded me of something that we've had a lot of folks talk about during the pandemic, even during mask wearing and things like that, that they're in some cases, our associates, they weren't able to see their family or their family didn't, for whatever reason. And there was some times that some of our customers, the most interaction they had people-wise was with our associates and when they were
Yeah,
coming in.
absolutely,
And that's
yeah.
the same with other businesses. It
Yeah.
was the same way.
Mhm.
But that's another thing that's just like, it makes me so proud because we have Walmart associates that are making sure that they may be the only person that person really talks to, but they take great care of them, make them feel like
Absolutely.
family. So that's important too. Very
Absolutely. And just reminding, as far as the fair week, if you need to get anything, Walmart's open and
Yes.
available, and
Yes.
for that last minute thing that
Yes.
you might need, or
Our
ice, water,
Right.
that was what we were talking about.
we're ready. We're ready for the July, but we're
Yeah, oh,
ready
yeah.
for just summer grilling season.
Oh,
Our major moves are done at the store.
Yay.
Everything is now landed where it's going to land. It's just the finishing touches on our online grocery, our fulfillment center, things like that is going on that will be finished up. But things are now where they're going to be, so it'll have a better handle of memorizing where things are. And but we're ready. No business has been interrupted. We're proud of that. But we're ready. We got
Right.
anything from your grilling stuff, anything in the deli, bakery,
Yo.
apparel, lawn and garden,
Oh, yeah.
entertainment. I mean,
Yeah.
so many people are getting earbuds and things like that to have with their phones when they're out for walks and things like
Absolutely.
that. So
Yeah,
make
get-
sure.
And exercise equipment. You've
Yes.
got all that. You've got health and beauty. Of course, I love the
Fishing equipment.
fishing equipment. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was I've seen several buying the fish equipment
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
I do want to say the the bakery and the deli are fantastic, and I can pretty well put a stamp of approval on all of the bakery items. Okay, they are fantastic. But I want to just tell you, you have these. They're just like almost like individual size coconut cakes, Brad.
Oh, absolutely.
And I call them individual size. If you're getting what I'm saying.
Yes. They're supposed to serve
They might
more than one, but I'm
but
with you. That's an individual
Look,
size.
yeah, the individual
It's
size.
packaged as one thing, right? So it's individually wrapped.
Individually wrapped, and they are coconut cake. And I don't know how they make that cake so moist, but with a cup of coffee, I just want to say, my face should be on that. Okay, yeah,
You can work
yeah,
on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It-
I agree with you on that. That one's
Yeah.
a good one. But the just all the variety of individual sliced cheesecakes
oh,
or the individual round. The cheesecake is probably one of my favorites, other than the fall time when we have stuff.
and yeah,
But I would recommend something that we do that I think is amazing. You talk to the ladies in the bakery,
Oh,
which
yeah.
are amazing folks. They'll decorate a cake however you want, but get a white quarter sheet cake, and they will slice that in half horizontally, and they will fill that with either strawberries or cherries or whatever with glaze, blueberry, and then put that together and then ice that and put the strawberries or whatever with the glaze on top, which is amazing.
yeah.
It's like a strawberry shortcake. You don't
Oh.
have to do anything.
No, I
other
know,
than
yeah,
you can add a scoop
yeah,
of ice cream.
yeah. Well, and I think that's important to know that you have all this, especially if you're planning like your 4th of July,
Yes.
or if you're planning, you have birthdays, anniversaries, or just get-togethers, or if you're just having, a family get-together,
Yes. Yes.
it's nice to know. And I utilize the deli and bakery a lot because I can cut some corners in
Yes.
doing that.
It saves time.
It does
Yes.
time,
Yes.
and I think that we've learned from the year that we've had how much precious just enjoying each other.
Yes.
And you know what I mean, and food is very important, but that's the family time is the
that's
the most.
Yeah. And I agree with that. And we it's I always love hearing the equipment in the background of fair time. I really do, because it's just like this is it's just how we roll.
I'm
And
surprised they don't have us driving.
I know.
Yeah.
I totally could, just
Yeah.
for the record. But and you could be in. Well, it
Yeah.
might be a safety issue. Never mind. But I cut corners the same way too, and it's about the family time,
Absolutely.
and it's still good stuff. So, and there's certain things that you don't have to tell them. If you open the package and cut it up, it's homemade.
Yeah, and I was asked. I went to an event, and they asked me to bring the potatoes, the French fries or the potatoes. So I ordered them, and Natalie brings them out to me, and it's huge. I had to get a bunch. So they do ask that you pre-order them. So I did pre-order them. But when I walked into my event and I had this big thing of the potatoes, yay, everybody, you know what I mean? I was the queen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I was the queen because of
Yes.
this. And of course, everybody around here, usually a potato with a meal is very important.
Absolutely.
So-
And I've gotten to where, and you know how I feel about the ranch wings from the
Oh,
deli. Oh,
yeah.
just
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, everything's so
Yeah.
good. So do visit, and then what I like too is that you can get a meal, and especially a lot of times during the day here at the fair, our places are not necessarily open. Now they do have, like, the cattlemen have their
Mhm.
grilling. They had a lamb grilling out yesterday, so they'll have the different. But sometimes you need that meal or something, and you can get a nutritional meal there at the deli.
Yes.
And the price is very reasonable, and I utilize that a lot
Yeah.
because it's a meal, it's affordable, and it's
Yeah.
handy right there ready.
Yeah.
So
And one enhancement that I like about our project or remodel is, if our customers notice, as you come in both sides, GM entrance or grocery side, we have a new grab and go section
yes,
that's got candy bars, that. But this time of year, bottled water. You cannot have enough bottled water too. That's very
Absolutely.
important.
Right,
Hydrate,
absolutely.
hydrate, hydrate.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you brought that point up because I do. This is the parenting in us.
Yeah.
Making sure you
Yes.
use your sunscreen,
Mhm. Yes.
hydrate, and that's something that a lot of times we get busy and we forget to do. Drinking that water, and also just taking breaks, and resting for a little bit because it is a busy time and we're excited about everything, but it can be a time where we just need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves a little bit.
And absolutely. And coming out of what we've been through the last year or so, Washington County Fair is the best place to come and just
Absolutely,
have that
Brad.
time, because I know you and I have talked off air and we've talked a lot of times, it's like you walking up here, you remember fairs from the past and things like that, and you build memories that you didn't realize you're building.
Absolutely.
And that's very important.
Very important.
That's very important.
Yeah, and definitely, and good family time, and of course, remember for those that bought the 3-day bracelet, they Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So tonight, you still be riding for those that got the bracelet early.
Yeah.
If you didn't, you can purchase actually tickets to ride the rides, or you won't take advantage of the savings there, but
Right.
you can still purchase tickets and anyway. So a lot of fun it is, and
Yeah.
these rides are fun. Okay?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
was telling our producer before we went on the air, I didn't realize about the big slide.
Oh,
I don't
I've
know
been
why
down
I missed
it.
that. I
I've
guess
been down it, and now, and I want to tell you a little bit of inside. Okay, I've been down it several times. Okay,
Yeah.
the blue side is the fastest.
Okay.
Okay, and then actually, as the night goes on, and the more that people utilize it,
Mhm.
it gets a little faster.
Okay.
So like, and there's nothing like it being a little dark and going down that slide. Whew,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's that last hill that you pop up a little bit, but it's so much fun. We need to do a race. We
did
should have
you-
done a race on that.
We'll do that Friday.
We need to compete on that.
Yeah, we do. Did you put like wax on your pants so you'd go faster?
No, but I think I will tonight. Okay,
Okay.
maybe put a little bit of
All right.
Windex or something. No,
Yeah.
not Windex, but what's the car wax?
Oh,
Turtle.
yeah, turtle wax. Yeah, yeah. So I
No,
think
you
so.
get a sack, and you kind of sit on the sack, and woo, you go.
All
Yeah, and
right.
it is a lot of fun. Yeah, and there's so many other fun rides. Of course, instead of a crazy train, it's called crazy something, and it goes up and around, and it lets out this. This has been the funniest thing. It lets out a train sound though,
Oh, wow.
and everybody's, because we haven't had a train in our community for
Yeah.
so many years now,
Yeah.
that when you hear that, everybody looks around thinking,
Like, wait.
is there a
wait.
train?
Yeah, wait, what
Because we've not heard that sound in a long
Yeah.
time, but it's actually the ride doing it. So,
Well, that's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool. So, yeah.
so, and don't forget the lemon shake up.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta have
Absolutely.
lemon shake. What's your favorite fair food?
Elephant ear,
Yeah.
normally. Or I'm a huge corn dog fan.
Oh,
But I like the
mhm.
loaded cheese fries from the bandstand. I
Yeah.
do like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And it's the cheese.
Yes, yes.
Well, the potato too.
It's all of it together.
Yes. But I think you really, if you go around, let's be honest, there's probably not a fair food that is not my favorite
No, I
at
agree.
any given moment.
I think I'm okay with any of it.
Yeah.
But it is something that, and they've worked hard,
Mhm.
and
Yes.
supporting them, and
Yes.
of course we do know, and I do want to, I don't want to leave anybody out, but I do know personally on the band, this is money that they use to raise to help support, like when they do perform and
Yes.
all of when they their costumes
Yes.
and everything that goes into it, and
And-
we're very blessed that we
Yes.
have got where our children at Salem do not have to pay to be in band.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the important thing, that this money helps. So band is free,
And it's for everybody,
that's
and
for
everybody can be a
everybody,
part.
yes.
And what a
2
blessing.
state championships in this
Yeah.
community, and that's a blessing to get exposed to that, and free. I mean, that's very important. So
I went to a Barry Manilow concert years ago, and that was one thing that he brought to attention.
was it at the Copa?
uh,
Copacabana?
Copacabana, but he does, and now he used to, and I don't know. I don't want to speak on his behalf. I'm not that close to him,
Yes.
but he did say that when he comes in, when he puts on a concert, a lot of times he'll donate to a local band.
He does. He still does that. I
Okay,
saw
okay.
something a couple of months ago that
So if
to
he's
that
listening-
community. So absolutely,
Yeah, so
absolutely. So he
he-
does donate money and instruments. And,
Yes, and that's something that sometimes we don't think about. There's and we want, and of course, we both feel the same way on this. That when a child should have every opportunity to try everything
Yes.
when they are in school.
Yes.
You know, to try out the band, see if they
Yes.
want to do, you know, maybe choir, maybe swimming, maybe track, maybe you know, tennis,
Yeah.
basketball, football, baseball, softball.
Yeah, everything, and try it. You know,
Golf.
you may not even think that you can do it.
Yeah.
But
It
do
might be
it,
something
and
that
it
you love,
might-
but I
yeah.
feel like everybody should have that opportunity.
Yes.
And of course, we know instruments can be pricey,
Yes.
and therefore that's a blessing that
Right.
we have that. So my whole point of the story is go eat some cheese fries at
Yeah,
the band.
absolutely.
Maybe order some more food
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah, and support
so-
the 4-Hers.
Oh, the
everything.
4-Hers, and
Yeah,
they've got ice
everything.
cream. The junior leaders.
Yes.
That ice
Yes.
cream is.
I worked that truck booth
Uh-huh.
a couple years ago. Well, 3 years ago, I think.
Were you able to? Did they let you eat a little?
Well, I did end up to support the cause before I left.
Well,
But
do
do you
what
know
you
how
have to
hard
do.
it is to
Yep.
work in an ice cream booth for 2 hours at the fair when it's hot and you're in there in the cold with ice? It's like, what in the world?
I know,
But anyway,
I know.
so support everybody that comes
Absolutely.
up. It's amazing, and going to have beautiful weather all week.
Right. Right.
Very
Right.
lucky.
And I think that's just a good point. Everybody coming together from our county, from our what am I trying to say? From your churches to your schools to your merchants to your 4-H. I was trying to think the non-taxable. What am I trying to say? The people that are non-for-profit.
Nonprofits. I started to say tax exempt, but I'm like,
Sounds
that's
like-
not right.
Okay, the non-profits. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm sorry. I had a moment there.
Our
More
producers-
coffee. I know. I know.
We're a
I
nightmare.
know.
aren't we?
Yeah, I know. I know. Anyway, let's support. I mean, but everybody coming together, and of course, from our civic organizations like the Lions Club, they got the bingo. Love to do that. I'm going to have to do that this week. Love it.
Yes.
And they were told they told me that we've got some good prizes this year. So they've had 2 years to build on this.
Yeah.
So they've got
That's awesome.
dandy
Yeah.
prizes. Yeah. So,
So,
all right, Brad, thanks for hanging out with me. And Walmart, we want everybody to remind you that, you know, Brad has talked about the process. You know, thank you for trusting the process. It's going to be beautiful.
keep going.
And so thank you for trusting the process at Walmart. Boy, I've not seen him run that fast in years. But
Well,
he just ran a mile
For the cheese
there and back.
fries, I
That's right.
probably. Yeah.
But trusting the process at Walmart, and it is betterment, and what a blessing for our for Walmart, the gods that be up above, to say, hey,
Yes.
we love the store, and we're going to really just give it
Yes.
a facelift and bring it up.
Absolutely.
And I talked with Mike King, the store manager, and we're going to do a huge blowout. It's going to be a
Yes.
lot of fun, and I
Yes.
love that. And if we
Yes.
do that every so often, we're going to get spoiled on this, you know.
I know.
So we got a lot of things planned, and of
Yeah.
course we'll talk
and
about that.
not just July 16th for the grand reopening, but you guys are going to come out during the week.
Oh, we
and
got a
do some
ball,
things.
yeah. So we got a
so that's great.
fun
We
time.
appreciate the partnership with you
Oh, we
all. I
love
mean,
it.
it's fun, and you know, you guys helped us. WSLM really helped us kick off into this
Oh.
community and the things, and so we're very proud of that. So yeah, so it's going to be awesome. You know,
I'll
we're
never
gonna
forget.
celebrate.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
celebrate,
absolutely. And
you
of course,
know?
I want to tell my stories. I love it's like birthing stories of when the store, you know,
Yes,
everything, and
yes,
so we're gonna do that. We're running out of time today, but
yeah.
Brad, thank you to Walmart, and and what a blessing that we have such a beautiful Walmart in our community, and I do brag on it all the time, and of course, we want to invite everyone to come to the fair
Absolutely.
and Kids Day today, 10 a.m.
Yes.
free, and see these events are free.
Free, yeah.
You know?
That's amazing. That is
Yeah.
amazing. I think, aren't we the only one in the state, I believe?
Yeah, I know.
or
Yeah, I think.
one of the few that's
Yeah.
free, so that's
Yeah,
good.
we're not the normal for sure.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. So free parking, free fare, come on up. And of course, the rides, and of course that helps the carnival. The carnival is fantastic and a good, clean group,
Yes.
and they're wonderful, good family
Absolutely.
friendly. So
Yes, they are. And real quick before we go, I want to say a special happy birthday to one of our loyal listeners. We're partial to her, my mom.
oh,
Tomorrow,
today?
tomorrow.
Oh,
But I wanted to say happy birthday today. So again, I'm the first child that says happy birthday.
you are the
I'm
favorite.
the
What?
favorite,
Yeah.
right? There's a method to this, right?
You're scoring
And I will be
points
texting someone. Well, I already said happy birthday to her on the air.
on the radio.
So
yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
but happy birthday. She always listens
Aw.
every Wednesday. I think she listens for Becky,
No,
not me,
I-
because I'm
Aw.
having a get together, and the first question is Becky going to be
I
there?
love that. I can't wait.
so
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah.
But yes, I want to say happy birthday.
Happy
I'm very
birthday, Jeannie.
lucky to have a great mom.
You are so blessed, and she's wonderful. And you talk about a wonder, and that is the like a pearl, like none other. The mother you have got a pearl, and because she's unique and she's completely just priceless. And I'm saying that honestly, and I do want to say I don't think she looks so beautiful all the time, and she is absolutely a
She's
very
okay.
she's okay. Yeah,
She's good for
she's-
49. She's
yeah,
good
she's
for
40.
49.
Yeah, she looks well for 49.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
She's beautiful. And so, and of course, we are scoring points because we know she's going to bake like none other too, right?
This is an extra dessert. I'm pretty sure. Or
we,
she's like,
we have a
yeah,
reason.
she's already. Which I know it'll probably the fresh apple cake for sure.
Ooh.
But and blackberry cobbler.
Mm.
But anyway, so happy birthday to her, and I think I get my love for community and things
Oh,
from her,
absolutely.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I'm very,
been a
I'm
huge
very
part.
blessed. So
Absolutely.
happy birthday.
Yes,
In all
happy
seriousness,
birthday.
I love you,
You
Mom.
better buy something good and lavish her.
All
Okay.
right, already have
Good.
taken care of.
Okay. All right. And let's take our sponsors.
All right, we've got Walmart, Meadowview, Salem Crossing, Hoosier Uplands, Kentucky Cat and Core Recycling, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Ace Hardware of Salem, Grobies, Indiana Farm Bureau, and of course our special guest today, Day Company Realtors.
Yeah. Thank you, Sherry Sullivan.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.